Morning, fellas. Ben back again. These are rally grip from Pro Grips. This is one kind of rally grip, and what you see here is another kind of rally grip. This is the foam version, and this is the rubber and silicone version, perforated, so that you have better grip, and it also helps with a lot of ventilation. I mean, the hand doesn't get as hot as it gets with other grips, regular grips in the market. What I was running in Ben was Bug Busters before this. I had to give it off to a friend because I had this lying around. This was from Ben. And when I swapped to the foam grips on Ben, this is simply for better reach and better control when you do technical business. It's a slightly thinner grip, whereas these fellas are wide enough, just so that this is a lot more long distance comfortable business. That's a lot more technical hardcore business. And so yeah, because I had this from that machine lying around for some time, I swapped it out with the Bug Buster grips. The Bug Buster grips that I had on this machine, Sherpa, were getting old, and they started to become a little hard. It's about 6,000 kilometers on the grip, so swapped it out with this, 6,500 specifically on those grips. So swapped it out with these fellas. These fellas had been on that machine for a really good amount of time, but surprisingly they were still pliable and soft. So put them on here, and wow, what a beautiful feeling to get back that cushiony feel. The Bug Busters were starting to become a little hard, so vibrations and all that jazz that you get to feel in your hands, these things make for a world of a difference. That is how they come. This is the package for, if you guys can see, it says soft touch. That's what came in this package. And some time ago, when I purchased these fellas, they also arrived in something very similar looking, or I would say identical. So Pro Grips, these fellas, Pro Grips, they make some fantastic quality stuff. I can easily say that this would have seen 10,000 kilometers or more. Definitely better quality than Bug Busters, is because I had run steel wires on all three of these grooves, and kind of ran them really hard for almost 10 plus thousand kilometers on Ben. Did all kinds of business, off-road business, serious enduro style riding and all that jazz. And these grips have absolutely no aging signs. You really can't see anything, you really can't spot anything. Very useful in wet conditions too, because because of these perforations, the water kind of seeps into that, and you still get to have a very good grip. Very, very nice feedback, so you know what to expect from the handlebars and the front of the vehicle. This is an add-on just to help with high-speed touring on the 450, because the 450 has some handlebar vibration business coming up at a certain RPM, between 4 and 6,000 RPM. So this helps with that. But even then, without this also, the grips are fantastic to hold on to. Very, very nice feedback that you get from these fellas. Yeah, so just a quick update on what's new on the Sherpa. The old grips are going to a friend of mine. He was okay with the old grip, so that's going to a friend of mine. But if you look at that, certain other fellows asked me about the engine tappity noise. I'm going to give it some time. If this is a head noise, by that I mean if this is a valve guide noise, what else could it be? Valve guides at best. If it's a valve guide noise, then I'm going to let it be, because it's not going, as long as it doesn't bother with performance, as long as it doesn't throw smoke, then what's the big deal? Just a little more noise. Liquid cooled engine, definitely not going to get as noisy as that. So absolutely no problem when you are used to that. This should not be a problem at all. So I'm going to let it be. I'm going to see if things worsen or if things stay put. If things are going to remain that way, then I'm going to let it be. I'm not going to bother myself to death with a brand new machine, opening everything up and then checking for where the noise is from. Um, highly aggressive motor. So yeah, it's totally fine if it makes some noise in the low revs. I'm gonna wring its neck any which ways on the highway. So higher RPMs there's absolutely no issue. Only when you come to lower, puttering speeds and you're idling in the traffic, only then you get to hear that noise. Cold starts are fine. Sounds great. Sounds superb. Cold starts are fantastic. It's just that when the vehicle gets warm, starts to make a ticking noise. It's just like that. When it gets warm, all the engine noises start to crawl up. That's what's going on with the machine. I had a word with Basil from Kickstart Garage as to what he says this is, and he said there are two ways to diagnose this. If it's a cold start sound, which is obviously new and it's not been there when the machine was brand new, the sound is starting to crop up. Then if it's during the cold condition, then it's got to do with the tensioner. If it is noises after the engine gets warm, then it's definitely the head. So with the head, what can it be? If you were to look at it, it could be a camshaft, it could be a failing decompressor lever, it could be valves and valve guides, and well, that's about it. Anything more, I don't think there should be anything more that's going to cause noises from the head when the engine gets warm. So yeah, if the vehicle performs the way it's intended to perform, then I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to be bothering myself, because Sherpa is a touring machine. I don't really want to take this and make it like that, like a competition style attack machine. I really want this to take me places and in a relaxed fashion. So yeah, that's about it. I'm going to make this a comfortable machine, not intending on making it perfect. So yep, that was a quick update on what's going on with the two machines. Was playing around with the adjuster here in the morning and snapped my bloody I was kind of whacking this part to kind of grab onto the adjuster better. I don't know if you guys are able to follow. I threw in an adjuster like this, but this is threaded, whereas this wasn't. So I threw in an adjuster and I tried to jam the space up by hammering it gently, and what ended up happening was that kind of snapped my lever, my shorty adjustable lever, and that's cast aluminum, so bloody thing cracked in. Back with my old stock clutch lever. Going to wait for that to arrive. Ordered already. The new lever is on its way, so once that arrives, then maybe I'll throw in that, and because that's a game changer. That's truly a game changer. With these little flimsy, lightweight levers, the kind of leverage that you can generate versus the leverage that you can generate with those levers, there's sky and earth difference. And this is a much more heavy lever, and what the amount of leverage you can generate with that is just phenomenal in comparison to this lightweight nonsense. So yep, going to be waiting for the new lever. Once that arrives, that's going on the machine immediately. And what else is an update? The map has finally settled. The Powertronic map is doing really, really well for the engine now. Just a quick burst of throttle is immediately translated on the wheel. With Sherpa, of course, it's a sprinter, so no qualms here. Anyways, so that was the whole of it. If this helped in any which way, then it helped. You guys can easily go and get yourself this from Amazon. It's a little expensive. Otherwise, have somebody get it from the US for you. Sells for pittance in US. And there's also a store called MX mxstore.in. Yeah, mxstore.in from Pune. Those guys also have this in stock. I'll attach these links in the description so that you guys can check them out and order if you want. Anyway, so that's that. That's how the handlebar looks for now. Ben signing out for now. Ciao.